Hi guys, this is Christalene at the Werribee Zoo in Melbourne, Victoria. Come follow me, come and see the zebras. Right now we have a zebra and the colours are black and white. In Australia, they're black and white and every other country. But I just thought I'd mention. Now follow me. Right now we have a hippopotamus, I think. It's a short, stumpy one, but that's okay. And now we have the giraffe. Did you know that the giraffe sleeps standing up? And it has a very long neck. And it loves to eat grass and trees and leaves. Follow me and find out the rest of the zebras in the at the Werribee Zoo, Melbourne, Victoria.
Mommy.
Good morning.
Morning.
Is it hot or cold?
No,
It's not raining, but a little bit cold.
yeah, it is a bit chilly.
But it's gonna be sunny today as well.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, sorry it's so early.
The reason why I wanted to do this documentary was to capture a day in the life of Christalene. My life has so many different elements and so many different things that I do that I want my children to see. My life is quite interesting and I wanted to capture it so my children can always remember a day in the life of Mummy.
So, babe, tell me today. You said, oh yeah, I'll take him scouts. Then you.
Yeah, I'll meet you there soon for kid, right?
Yeah.
Like it?
All right, Jude. Oh, hello, darling. Say I feel beautiful.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, you do. Oh, I love you. Hey, what are you wearing today? Pretty.
My name's Christalene Gareiskagis, and some people may know me from my award-winning company Christalene's Creative Arts, or from my more spiritual side, Christalene Visionary Intuitive, or perhaps from the affirmation board Cape St. Clair.
You're gonna ruin her hair, dude.
Yes, my name is Christalene. I was born in South Africa, raised in Australia, and I'm Greek Cypriot. Living in America, half the time I don't know what the hell I am. Every morning I started off with writing on the affirmation board. Christalene here from the affirmation board Cape St. Clair. Today I'm doing something a little different. I'm doing a little live and I wanted to show you today's board is don't let anyone rent space in your head unless they're a good tenant. So if there's anyone in your life at the moment who is stressing you out, maybe it's time to kick them out. I could do a prenatal art.
Well, this has been fun, guys.
Perhaps a reading for someone, maybe work on my colouring book, come home, pick up the kids, cook, and then at night stay in my studio a bit longer and paint. Good morning everyone, Christalene here from the affirmation board Cape St. Clair. Today's affirmation is quite simple: own your weird. Be yourself, be whoever you want to be, as everyone else is taken. Enjoy an amazing day, and I cannot wait to write tomorrow's affirmation. Have a good day everyone, bye. The affirmation board started one afternoon when I was coming back from a photo shoot with one of my friends. And we had our kids in the car, and as I indicated to turn into my driveway, some idiot ran through the stop sign, as most people do, and nearly smashed into my van with my children and my friend's children in the car as well. I was furious. I got out the car, we had an altercation, Mama Bear came out. I really cannot remember the last time I was that angry. And then it took me around a week to calm down. Seriously, I was that upset. A week later, I get a message from my guides that I need to get a board, even if it's a chalkboard. And that's how it all started, actually. It was a chalkboard from IKEA, and I wrote an affirmation on it, and I put it under the stop sign. Now, I felt like a complete idiot doing this, but I followed and trusted my guides. So the first day, the second day, the third day, I started getting little reactions from the community. And I never forget that there was a guy, John, who was walking past the board, and he was in front of my house and he was crying. And I asked him what was wrong, and he said that the affirmation for the day really resonated with him. The affirmation was from memory, it's not a bad day, it's not a bad life, it's just a bad day. And he was going through a divorce, and he felt like that really helped him for the day. So that was the first time I really got an effect on what an impact the board was having on the community. And then not only were people becoming inspired, but they were also starting to stop at the stop sign. Number one, because they wanted to read the board. And number two, that's the law. It's what they were supposed to do from the very bloody beginning.
Today's affirmation is be who you needed when you were younger. Think about when you were a teenager or a child. Who did you look up to? Who did you admire? And perhaps you can become that person for someone else who is in need of some guidance, perhaps.
My father wrote an amazing book, The Eye of the Beholder. And that's how we were brought up, with affirmations our whole life, and sayings and quotes.
Stop in the name of love, inspiration, and healing. On this Good Friday, we are all looking for signs. I think we found one on a corner in Cape St. Clair. Christalene was furious that drivers weren't stopping at the corner stop sign, so she received a sign to put her own stop sign out. Now everybody is stopping and looking and reading, and suddenly the message is clear. Christalene's corner is too good to be true. This all started when somebody ran a stop sign.
I could wake up every day being angry before I drove out the driveway, or I could follow my intuition and my guidance and do the affirmation.
We read it all the time, every day.
This little corner of Cape St. Clair has changed.
We love it.
I was sneaking out in my dressing gown at like 7 o'clock in the morning, putting the board up. I didn't want anyone to know who I was, basically.
But sign after sign, and we had to find out, well, who's the woman behind the words?
I make them up. I go on Pinterest, Instagram, Google. People will literally walk by and give it to me.
Today, she got flowers.
Hi.
Bringing you.
Oh, thank you. And you're going to be on ABC News. Bye, babe.
It made me tear.
A young man walking his worry off after a recent divorce read the sign.
It said, you know, pretty much I was having a really bad day, and it lifted me up.
I was walking with my friend, and we were just going to the pizza shop, and I stopped and I read the board, and I seen that there were really wise words, so I called it WOW. You know what I'm saying? An acronym for words of wisdom. And so when I seen her the other day, I told her that she could just use the title.
The inspirational words are enough to inspire her own 6-year-old son to come up with his own message board.
I'm really happy that she's inspiring people and doing healing.
Do you know what? I get so much out of it, because when I write the affirmation for the day, I look at where I'm at in my life and what, you know, would affect me in a positive way.
Do you believe in signs? In this little corner of Christalene's world, you do.
I would never have expected the ripple effect that it's created.
So on this Good Friday, before you turn the corner in your life, stop and read the sign. Sign, sign, everywhere a sign. To tell you how small our world is, I'm getting my hair cut with Christian, and Amanda Ruck is one chair over saying, hey, you just interviewed my friend. She's magical. I said, you know what, Amanda? You are right. Christalene is magical. I take that as another sign.
It's created a whole branding. That's where the colouring book started. That's where my affirmations on canvas started. It was a clear message that I got, that I needed to make a colouring book and with affirmations in it, because it was a way of inspiring people through meditation. when you colour, it quiets your mind. It puts you in a zone where you don't worry about your problems. It's almost like you're on hold. And so why not combine the two? All the drawings are done by scratch. Nothing is digitalized. It's all done with pen and paper. I had no publisher doing this. I basically went to the printers and got it printed myself. Bloody oath, you can make your own rules. I wasn't going to sit waiting for a publisher, then, getting it approved. I have my mind set, I'm going to do it. The affirmation cards were inspired one night. I woke up at 2:30 in the morning and I had a clear vision of what I wanted to do. So I sat for hours and I created, and I made a deck of affirmation cards. Cards that people who are starting to embark on a spiritual journey need a bit of guidance or a message for the day. So they would shuffle the cards and pick a card for the day. And they were self-explanatory. There's no book on explaining what each card means. The whole point is to trust and follow your inner GPS and go with your first gut feeling of whatever card you chose.
The affirmation cards are awesome. I pick one every day and I feel great about it.
All of it's wonderful. It's wonderful messages. It brings great energy to the store. I think sales have even picked up because people just feel great when they're in here.
I'm loving the fact that I'm infusing my energy in my artwork and it's rippling through the community and everyone gets a little piece of magic. When I was a teenager, I always drew henna designs. I absolutely loved it. It was my form of meditation and relaxation. And I had to be busy. I had to always be moving. So that was a perfect way for me to do that. Then I came to America and I didn't have a work visa. So for the first 2 years, I volunteered and I did story time, face painting, children's birthday parties until my visa was approved. Once it was approved, I was set to go. I already had over 500 people as my clientele who would attend my story times and stuff like that. And I remember doing a story time. It used to be called BB Bistro. It was a cafe. And there was a girl who came in and she had done henna. And I was fascinated because that's what I had done my whole life. I just didn't have the medium. And then Bob's your uncle, that was it. I had everything set out. I already knew how to do the designs. I was self-taught. Then I went to a convention. So that's how I got into henna. And now I'm teaching it, which I'm so excited about. I loved it so much and I knew that there was a thirst for people to want to learn how to do it. So I decided to create my own workshops just locally in the community. And the reaction was really good. And it started growing more and more, especially around summertime. And then I made a phone call to Lewis Myers, who is the founder of Capital Kidvention in Washington as well as in Vegas. And it was funny because I remember getting a clear message once again that I need to call him and ask if he'd be open to me teaching henna at the convention, because predominantly they would teach face painting, body painting, other things besides henna. Well, that day that I called him, he actually was intending on calling me to ask me. So it was absolutely beautiful. It was a serendipitous moment that fell into place. And so I've taught 3 times at his conventions as well as one in Vegas. I am absolutely loving that I've been getting a lot of opportunities to travel within America as well as to Australia or Cyprus and teach henna and inspire people through an ancient traditional art. And through that, I decided, why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone and do a henna colouring book as well as the student can use it for a template. My name's Christalene Garaiskakis. My business is Christalene's Creative Arts, and the project that I'm currently working on at the moment is called Healing Through Body Art. It was born, the idea was born whilst giving Amber a Reiki session 2 years ago. when she had lost her little boy.
My name's Amber Blows. I was diagnosed with breast cancer back in August of last year, in 2012. I was diagnosed at 31 with breast cancer. It's a triple negative breast cancer, which means it's not fueled by any of the hormones that most typically fuel breast cancer. My cancer is, it's stage 1, but it's a grade 3, and what that means is that it's very aggressive. Even though it was caught early, it's a very aggressive type of cancer, so my doctors immediately felt that attacking it aggressively was the best form to give me the best possible outcome in my future and my prognosis. I finished my last chemotherapy treatment on January 22nd or 21st, and I start radiation tomorrow. Being diagnosed with cancer is like riding this insane emotional roller coaster that you want to scream, I want to get off, and it doesn't stop. And it's just, you know, some days you're up and things are great, and then, you know, 2 days later you're down, you're tired. I have felt that imbalance where I feel like the negativity is like kind of like kicking over and like that pendulum swinging, and I'm losing the positivity battle. And that's when you need positive reinforcement and you need those backups through whatever way you do them. I find that, you know, coming to do Reiki is extremely helpful to kick that negativity and like just get rid of it. It's not going to be what defines me and what, you know, holds, you know, what guides my future. I'm going to do that and stay positive. I've seen, you know, the outcomes of what she's done before on other people, and like none of Christalene's henna is the same.
Intuitively, whatever comes out, I just go for it. So I never really know what I'm going to end up with until the outcome.
So it's always, you know, that intuitiveness of her, just kind of seeing what she creates is the fun part. I think it's also empowering from a female standpoint. With breast cancer, you lose your hair, and for some reason in our society, hair like defines beauty, and it is terrible. These women are beautiful regardless of whether they have hair, so then to have your head painted with the henna is a very like empowering thing.
Definitely feel it gives her the opportunity to discuss her journey, to share her story, and not only that, give other people the opportunity to open up and share their story. So I just consider the human body as an amazing piece of canvas, and one that definitely needs healing and empowerment, and I want the patient to feel strong and that they can take on anything by the time they leave my studio. I have, the last 6 years, been doing this project Healing Through Body Art, and it has been amazing. The people that I have met, the stories that have been told, the condition that my guides and angels told me that it needed to be for free. I was never to charge for that project, and I've honored that and never have. Through that, I now volunteer for the last 3 years at the Wellness House of Annapolis, where cancer patients come as well as their family and friends, and they get a big support. There's a big support network, whether they want Reiki sessions, massages, healing through art, therapeutic art. So I'll teach workshops like mandala, I'll do angel card readings, henna, team building exercises, and it's all on a volunteering basis, and it's just unbelievable. My psychic abilities and mediumship all started happening when I studied Reiki. Once I got my master's in Reiki, Usui Reiki, I would be doing healings on people, and then all of a sudden I'd go back to their childhood, and I would see things that made no sense to me but did make sense to the client. So I would always ask if I could share at the end of the session what I saw. And I remember working on a guy named Joe. And through this session, I had seen like a husky dog, an American Indian like influence. And I remember seeing him as a 6-year-old child at the curb of the road. And he had a stick in his hand, and he was like playing with the stick, and he was sombre. He was not sad, he was not happy, but he was waiting for something. I later on found out that his mum left him when he was a little boy, and on his 6th birthday, she was supposed to come and bring him a present, which was him waiting at the curb for his mother. So things like this started happening more and more, and it started freaking me out because I had no idea what was going on. So I stopped doing Reiki for a year. And then in the meantime, I took psychic development classes, and I had an amazing mentor, Anne Austin, who is still my mentor to this day. Then after that, I offered Reiki and angel card readings for probably 5 years for free, just so I could practice. And one of my birthday presents from my husband was a certification through Doreen Virtue on how to do angel cards. So that was the best present. And that inspired me. So then I went to a friend's house, Linda, and her daughter wanted henna and her daughter's friend. So as I touched the daughter's back, the daughter's friend, I was doing henna on her back, I started seeing and hearing some messages. And the message was, I saw the Old Testament in a Bible and a feather. And a male figure I felt was coming through. And so I had asked her if there was a male figure who had crossed over. Mind you, I had never done mediumship in my life, so this was all new to me, but I felt safe in the environment, so I asked her some questions. So what I had found out is that her brother had passed away in a tragic accident, and that on the architraves of the door, him and his wife every morning would kiss each other, see you later for the day, under the architrave where there was a script from the Old Testament in the Bible, and there was a feather. These are things I would never have known. It's been exciting, it's been challenging, and it's been emotional as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how much more I'm going to grow and how many more people I can maybe help get closure. You know, nobody ever tells you how hard it is to run a business as well as being a mother and a wife. So when I had Angelo, I struggled a lot trying to balance everything at once. I thought that I was still going to be doing everything I could do. However, I didn't realize how hard it was to juggle everything. So that took me a while to figure out, but I eventually did. I ended up letting go of a lot of the people who worked for me because it was very stressful, and started minimizing how many events I was taking on board. Then when I fell pregnant with Anastasia, she came 5.5 weeks early, and I felt robbed because I was still accepting that I was pregnant and how I was going to manage now 2 businesses, the spiritual side as well as Christalene's, and my husband, and 2 children. So I went through, I would say it was a struggle. It was very hard to try and juggle everything and be successful at everything. So this is where now I only have 6 people working for me, and I'm more selective with the events that I choose. When people ring to book an event, they think that they're interviewing me or my company, but little do they know I'm actually interviewing them. If the energy feels right, if this is an event I'm supposed to be doing, it doesn't matter how much they want to pay. If it doesn't feel right, I don't do it. So I love that I've set more boundaries about with many things in my life, and that's helping me balance a lot more. Gulli and I got married in 2006. He had only been diagnosed with Crohn's a year prior to us getting married, and he had quite a few flare-ups where he lost weight, he was weak, his intestines were highly inflamed, he was in a lot of pain. And after 11 years of fighting this illness, or 12 I should say, he decided that he couldn't do this anymore and that his body had taken over. And I remember seeing him in so much pain and praying to God that if this operation was something that he needed to do, that God needed to show us a sign. And the sign I had asked for was a butterfly, but I didn't want a little butterfly. It had to be a big butterfly somewhere, whether it was a picture, whatever it may be. So sure enough, that morning we admit him into the ER because he was in such excruciating pain. And the room they admitted him in was a massive butterfly mosaiced on the floor. So that was number one sign. Then they checked him into the hospital a day later, and sure enough, what was on the floor? Another big butterfly. So I had asked the nurse, are butterflies in every single room? And she's like, no, there's seahorses, starfish, stuff like that. So the 2 rooms he got were big butterflies. So that was a clear indication that he needed to have this surgery. Now, even though this was a life change, it saved my husband's life. He's now got his life back. And I never forget, after the operation, the children came to visit him in the hospital, and we straight away showed them. It was never a secret. It was something we embraced. And I never forget Sia going to daycare in the 3-year-old room, and she's telling all her friends that Daddy has a bum hole on his belly now, which was so funny. But we embraced it, and it's part of our lives and part of our family. He's one of the strongest people I know, mentally, and he's just amazing. I love spending time with my family. We now have Sunday night games night. We'll do where we do arts and crafts. We can have snuggle nights where we watch a family movie. My family's wacky and crazy, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's almost like my son and I are ADHD to the max. So my poor husband and my daughter, what they have to deal with. But we are just ourselves. If the kids want to walk around naked, they can. If, Sia wants to dance in the mirror, she can. So it's a house where it's safe and you can be who you want to be. And that's the most important thing. Geez, where do I even begin? So since we filmed last, the affirmation board has taken off. It's still worldwide. More and more countries, more and more people are joining, and more feedback. So as I'm writing the daily affirmation, there'd be people stopping, thanking or giving their input. And actually from the affirmation board, I now have been invited to go to schools and do talks regarding affirmations and self-care. I just did a talk for Maryland University for their doctors, nurses, and we all shared experiences on what people do for self-care. And that self-care can be done without costing anything. Whether it's saying a prayer in the morning, holding a crystal, going for a walk, washing your face, things like that. So that was awesome, and I definitely want to do more of those. So Christalene is still going strong, 5 years running, Best of Annapolis. The staff are changing, they're going to college, they're growing up, they're flying away, which is like a proud mama, because a lot of the girls started when they were 14, 15, 16, and now they're going to college. And I feel like I played a big part in them learning the basics of life, customer service, problem solving, bringing out their creative side. So that's been awesome. I love working with the prenatal. I just had a woman come the other day and she wanted me to paint a picture of a sonogram on her belly. And as I was painting, we put it on slow motion and you could see the kicking, the baby. So it was amazing. That was truly a Kodak moment. The Healing Through Body Art's still going strong. I'm still at the Wellness House of Annapolis. It's been 6 years and I've met such beautiful families and beautiful people.
At the worst moment in her life, Amber met Christalene, and they put their heads together.
They came up with it. Oh, why not? Let's peel the wig off, and why don't we paint the bare heads of those suffering from breast cancer? Tonight we visit the Wellness House of Annapolis, where the artist and the healer puts a masterpiece and a message on the noggin of Bethany. She takes a seat to tell us her story.
I'm Bethany. I have stage 3 breast cancer.
She unwraps her 39-year-old head, where these creative hands are about to adorn her crown.
No one wants to be told they have cancer when they're 39 years old with a young family. But ever since, I don't know, I just came to like an awakening about how much I love my life and how grateful I am for every day.
And one of those souls she has met on this journey is Christalene, who feels the message of the mind. No heads read alike.
I tell my story so others may have hope. And the reason I chose this was because Bethany's a teacher. So she's inspiring people of all ages. So when she leaves my chair, her story still goes on.
Where once a wig roamed, now marks a different tone.
You know, this is who I am right now. This is what I'm going through. So I'm not trying to hide it or anything. I'm just living my life and trying to be comfortable, so.
For Christalene, this healing through body art started 9 years ago after a mother lost her 9-day-old child.
And then fast forward 3 years later, the same lady that I had been doing a Reiki healing on was now diagnosed with breast cancer at 33 years old.
She does this for free, makes all the henna homemade, and it's all natural.
Yes, my sister had ovarian cancer when she was the same age that I am now. And she had her head painted with henna.
She adds a little sparkle for Bethany's 3- and 6-year-olds.
Well, Bethany is completely vulnerable. She's completely unmasked. She's basically saying to the world, this is who I am, this is my journey, and I'm basically ready for battle.
And now it's time for the mirror.
Oh my goodness, that is fantastic. I feel like a princess.
I tell my story so others may have hope.
Oh, that's nice. I hope so.
A 20-minute paint job, a hug, and Bethany is ready to tell her story. That is something.
It's beautiful work.
Now, as a mom, not only does Bethany have eyes on the back of her head, but she has a message of hope for all of us. And listen, Christalene does this out of the goodness of her heart.
So when you visit our website at WMER2news.com, we're going to direct you over to hers and find out how you can get involved in healing through body art.
So with the Reiki healing, I no longer offer that one-on-one, and I'm comfortable with that. Like, that got me started in this whole process of this spiritual journey of doing Reiki and then getting messages, and then it's grown to spiritual guidance, one-on-one sessions, and then also it's grown more into the mediumship aspect. I'm doing a lot more gallery readings and also doing once a month sound bowl readings night with Sherry Goff, which has been amazing. We put our minds together and created a one-of-a-kind workshop. So now Sherry plays the sound bowls and I do readings after that. I recently submitted a painting for the Anne Arundel Arts Council. I had asked, was there any competitions coming up? Because I hadn't entered one in years. I was told there was, but it was ending that day. So I basically asked what the name of the competition was, which was Bright Spring Colours. And as soon as she told me the name of the competition, I got a vision of what I wanted to do. So I went home, spent 6 hours doing this 3x3 painting and submitted it that midnight. Then I find out I won the bloody competition. I couldn't believe it. I had a vision. I made it happen within 6 hours. I submitted it and I won the bloody competition. So right now it's hanging up at Best of Annapolis at their media office. And I sold the painting within 4 days for $450. I was very proud. Regarding the henna, that's grown in leaps and bounds. Last year I did a workshop in Chicago with Lillian Suarez. Valerie and I went for a little vacation / business trip. That was fantastic. Teaching in Chicago was awesome. So at the Woo to Who Center, a spiritual center that Lillian owns. So we're going to go back this year.
Hey guys, Val and I in sunny,
snowy
Chicago. We heard that Maryland's a little bit wet and cold as well, but we're about to freeze our boobs off here. Look at the flurries, if you can see them. Hope everyone's having a good day. How are you enjoying Chicago?
Excellent.
Hasta la vista, baby.
How I even ended up in America was I was invited to go and perform in a play in Cyprus where my now husband is from. He was born in Cyprus. And we were just mates, no attraction to each other whatsoever. Then 12 years went by. In the meantime, I had been married, happily divorced, went on a spiritual journey, then ended up reconnecting with Kyriakos, my husband, who we call Gulli, and he invites me to come to America for a holiday, so I come for Christmas. Now, mind you, I have not seen him in 12 years, okay, 12 years. But as we were connecting online for 3 months, there was definitely a connection. And he said, let's see where this takes us. So let's fast forward 11 days later. I'm on the balcony in his condo having a cherry cigar and a glass of wine. And his brother, Dino, and Gulli were inside. And I was praying to the universe and I was saying, please, God, please put me on the right track. If he is meant to be, then you need to show me a sign, because my history with men was pathetic. So I go inside and we do the countdown to New Year's Eve. And Dino is holding the video camera. Why the hell he's filming, I have no idea, but I thought nothing of it. So we do the countdown to New Year's Eve, and then all of a sudden, Gulli pretends to be sick and he's holding his shirt, and I'm like, what's wrong? And mind you, I had just cooked him a whole buffet, so I'm like, shit, I've poisoned him. So I quickly unbutton his t-shirt, and then all of a sudden, as I'm unbuttoning his t-shirt, I see my name on the freaking t-shirt. So I'm unbuttoning it and I'm like, oh my God. And it says, Christalene, the love of my life, will you spend the rest of my life with me? What the hell? Oh my God. I was just outside on the freaking balcony asking God, the universe, angels, whoever you believe in, show me a sign. So if that's not a sign, I don't know what the hell is.
That's it.
Oh my God! Baby, no! Oh my God! Oh.
And so it's been 13 years and I've been here. And we have 2 kids, Angelo and Anastasia. Angelo's 9, Anastasia's 6. Anastasia is a mini-me of Gulli, and Angelo is me bouncing off the wall, ADH to the max, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Do you know what? I've never been diagnosed with ADHD, but I guarantee I have it, and I would not have it any other way. Why? Because I can freaking multitask like no other and do 1,000 things at once. And if anyone can maintain a conversation with me and I jump from one topic to another, I tell you what, they deserve a gold medal. if there's anything that comes out of this as well, is the fact that if you have an idea, make it happen. Don't let anyone get in your way. Don't let anyone stop you. If I want to make a colouring book, I don't have to go to a publisher and get it approved by someone else. I'm simply going to go to a printer and make it happen. I'm going to market it myself. If I want to do a gallery reading with one of my mentors, and I've only been a student for 3 months, I'm going to do it. Have the balls to do whatever it is that you want, and do not let people get in your way, because we are our own saboteurs. We get in our own way, and that should never happen. There's so many other people who will try and stop you, but it's not how hard you fall, it's how quick you bounce back. So for those of you who have an idea, who are inspired in some way, write it down. Make it happen when the time's right. Because if you don't, the universe will give it to someone else and you'll lose your chance. So don't procrastinate, don't delay, make it happen, and do not get in your own way. That would be my advice to any teenager out there, and to be a leader, not a follower. Create your own movement. You know, there's too many people following each other and not really being their true, authentic self. The day I left my ex-husband, I promised myself I will never not be myself again. I will be my true, authentic self, no matter how stupid I look, no matter who understands, no matter who, who tries to get in my way. I will always be true to myself. As long as I can sleep at night knowing I'm a good person, then my job's done. So just be you. Everybody else is taken, mate. That's what Oscar Wilde said, so just keep doing you. Hi guys, my name's Christalene Gadeiskakis. I feel like a psychopath. I hope you enjoy watching this documentary, and I will see you soon. And I know what the fuck that was. So, the parent. Sorry, wait. I love working with. Alright, wait. I love working with the prenatal. That was stupid. That was so dumb. No. Cut, action, whatever. Actually, let me backtrack. A long, long time ago. In a land down under. That was a good one, yeah. I traveled to Europe again. So Cyprus, Greece, Amsterdam. I forgot about Amsterdam. I can't even remember Amsterdam. Oh yeah, thanks. Once a month. Oh, baby, don't touch that.
I just like it. Gee.
Hi guys, welcome to the Werribee Zoo, Melbourne, Victoria. Come and meet my friend Emu. Emu, come on. He's rejecting me. That's not how it normally goes, but let's just play along. Okay, here we go. We're going to run. You could tell he was attracted to me. I get this reaction all the time from animal and mammals from all over the world.
If I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you yet, I'm Abigail. I am the face behind the camera, working with Christalene these past few years to put together this documentary, and you just saw it, and that's incredible, and I'm really excited about that. So thank you for sticking with us on this journey. We're so excited to have this finished project to show you and to share. It has been an absolute pleasure working with Christalene and getting to know her over the past few years. I really, immediately, I knew when I met her that we would be great friends, and we got along really well, and I could jump right into the chaos that was her life and really understand it and capture it. So Christalene, it has been a dream to work with you. Every step of the way, I would walk away from filming dates and planning just with wild creativity and positivity and brighter days. So I'm endlessly grateful for that and for you and for this project. I'm really excited to see where we go from here. I thought it would be really cool to hear from a few other of Christalene's loved ones, so they're gonna tell you a little bit more about her.
Hi, my name is Sue, and I wanted to share with you how Christalene has impacted my life. From day one, she's been my champion. She's always there to lift me up and to encourage me and to cheer me on. And whenever I was doubting myself or didn't believe in myself, she believed in me. She believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Her joy and her enthusiasm for life is just so much fun to be around. She's always positive and her energy is delightful. When you're with her, there's always laughter, always positive affirmations, and always love. And she has the best hugs. She just pulls you into her soul, and you can just feel her love and her energy. She has many beautiful talents, and she's shared many of those talents with me, which I consider gifts. Paintings on canvas, intuitive readings, daily affirmations, but most importantly, the gift of her friendship. I love her. I love her willingness to try anything, to do anything, to be anything. She inspires me to do the same. She makes me feel limitless and empowered. And the accent is just the cherry on top. I love her dearly. She is the light of my life, and she brings so much joy and brightness to my life. I love you, Christalene.
I'm really not sure where to start because Christalene and I go back quite a ways to the art space school, and that's where we first became friends. And right away we just kind of headed off, and she has always just been so amazing as a friend and as a person who just wants to help you be better, just to make you feel good about yourself. She makes me want to be a better person. She makes me want to work harder. She's encouraged me in so many ways, and inspired me in so many ways. And as you can see behind me, we work together, and that's some of her amazing work. And whenever I get a chance to work with Christalene, it's always a blessing. We have so much fun together. We just laugh all the time, and I'm just so glad to have her in my life. I love you.
I would like to take a minute to just let everyone know how Christalene impacted me. About a few years ago, I got a gift certificate from my daughter Jackie for a reading and a healing session. And I went and opened my eyes to a lot of things. It was a wonderful blessing. Christalene is a wonderful blessing. And I am a professional organizer and a Reiki master. And I'm happy to say that she got me involved with the Wellness House of Annapolis. And now for a year and a half, I've been doing Reiki there. A wonderful blessing again. Her love of life, her enthusiasm, her sweet nature, and her joy exudes mountains and mountains of hope and love to everyone. So thank you, Christalene, for being there for us, and I love you.
Hi, my name's Dimmy and I'm from Melbourne. I'm one of Christalene's childhood friends. Christalene left us and migrated to America to find love, which she did, and she has a beautiful family. Upon arriving in the US, she set up Christalene's, which has now ventured off to a number of different businesses and has touched a lot of hearts, inspired a lot of people, but only someone like you who has the personality, the resilience, the drive, and has made it such a successful business. We are also very proud of you and watching you from afar. Keep up the good work, and we are all very proud of you.
Hey Christalene, I am recording this video to tell you what a huge impact you've had on my life. It's hard to put into words, but it's been unbelievable getting to experience my life with you in it, all the ups and downs, having your support, having your guidance. You instilling confidence in me has been life-changing. I don't know what I would have done without you, to be honest. You've taught me so much. Getting to see you with your family, getting to be a part of your family has been absolutely life-changing. But I'm so proud of you today and every day. Just want to say congratulations. Love you so much, and hope you have a great day. Love you. Bye.
Hi there, this is Ann Austin speaking, a very good friend of Crystalene's and also, as she puts it, one of her mentors. She's so very advanced a soul that truthfully I would describe myself more as a friend. She has the most wonderfully giving and loving heart, and in the many years that I've known her, I've watched her progress from this person who could be a little bit diffident. Was she really getting the messages truthfully through? Absolutely, 1000%. Her whole outlook towards everyone, rich, poor, high, low, whatever background, is the same. Loving, giving, unconditional love. And I'm honored to give this short talk about my friend Christalene Kariuskakis and her wonderful gifts as a healer, as an artist, as a seer, and most of all, a humanitarian. Thank you.
When I met Christalene, she very quickly became like a sister to me. It's like I knew her my entire life, and as if I had known her from past lives as well. And she means so much to me. She's a bright light in this world and in my life.
Christalene, you're my Lemurian sister in this life and many more, and you will be my sister.
Christalene, you are my infinity friend. When I met you, you sized me up in about 5 seconds, and you were right on. And things that you said then still resonate with me. So you are gifted, you are talented, you're creative, and I love you.
When I met Christalene, it was like going on a blind date and knowing I would fall in love. Laura over here was saying she was going to meet this really interesting Christalene, and I bebopped my way into meeting her, and I was so overcome with the joy I could not stop literally bopping up and down. And since then, she has been a little sparkly fairy who has brought nothing but love, joy, peace, laughter, and happiness into all of our lives.
She's our tribe sister.
I want to say that I'm really proud of you. It's been 13 years actually since you first came to move here. Made my life upside down, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Tasmanian devil.
You gave me the two best presents in the world, Angelo and Sia. And you made me the man I am today, so I'm really thankful coming to my life. I love you. I'm very proud of you. Every day you tell me, guess what? And every day I find something new. Project you've been involved, so I'm with you all the way to the new journey you take me every day. So I love you.